running at the top. Alright, cycling and running. So, we have been talking about Ride the Rockies. And we've been comparing that to the bike race that is in our book. And we've been talking about how you should go about training and how far it is on a path. Everybody remember that conversation? Yeah. Jasmine, you have a comment?
How long is running?
Well, that's a great question. How about I will put up at the end, after you guys are working, I'll put Ride the Rockies and the path back up here, and then that could be extra credit to figure out how long it is. I'll put that trail up because it says each section. Okay. Boys, thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're doing today. So solve the problem using fraction bars as necessary. Write an equation for each problem. Underline that. I need a volunteer to read number 1 for me. Sydney, start us off.
The Daunting Race is a bicycle race that is 100 miles long. Lordy is going to ride in the Monster Bicycle Race, which is 2.4 times as long as the Astounding Race. How long is the Monster Bicycle Race?
Oh, wow. Okay, so any ideas on how to start? Okay, Jada?
Well, you could do 2 times 100.
Hold on. The first thing I want to know, it says to write an equation. Okay? Oh, is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me your equation.
I wrote 2 times 100 equals 200.
Okay. So we want an equation with our fraction in it.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
And then go to the problem because I didn't feel like writing 200 again. And then plus 100 times 4/5.
Okay, but we don't want to separate our 2 and our 4/5. Okay? If we are writing an equation that represents this problem, we want to keep 2 and 4/5 together. Okay, hands down. What key word up here tells you it's multiplication? What key word? Jackson.
Says Monster Bicycle Race, which is 2 and 4/5 times as long.
So what is the word? Times. Underline times. We know it's multiplication. Okay? So if we start by breaking apart the facts, how long is the Astounding Race? Nathan? 100 miles. So on your fraction bar, if you still have some, I have a couple more up here. Check your folder first. Or you could always flip over and on the blank area draw a new one. Okay, so I know the Astounding Race is 100 miles long. So I'm right away going to write 100 at the end of my first fraction bar, because I know the Astounding Race is 100 miles. Lourdes is going to ride in the Monster Bicycle Race. Now that is 2 and 4/5 as long as the Astounding Race. The question is, how long is the Monster Bicycle Race? So what's my equation? Isaiah.
2 and 4/5 times 100.
Very good. So the first thing you're writing in this area would be the equation, right? Okay. Dewey, put away the marker. Let's pay attention, please. Thank you. Okay, then I need to actually solve it. So, my fraction bar. I'm going to write above it my equation so I can remember what it is I'm doing. Now, Jada gave us some really good clues on how to solve this. What do you think the first step might be? Parker?
2 times 100.
Yeah, use your whole numbers first. So, 2 times 100 is, everybody?
200.
Okay, that leaves 4/5 times 100. What does times or multiplication stand for? So I'm doing 4/5 of 100. How many parts will I break my fraction bar into? Colton?
5.
5. So go ahead. Don't tell me yet. Don't tell me the answer yet, okay? Break it into 5ths. So our denominator is 5. That gives us a hint that we want to break our fraction bar into 5ths, doesn't it? Isaiah, what will we do after we break it into 5ths?
Coloring, shading 4.
We're considering 4 out of 5, right? So shade in 4. Now comes the tricky part. How much is in each of our 5ths? How much? So we're dividing 100 divided by 5. Jackson.
20.
Sydney.
20.
Ivan.
20.
Does everybody agree 20?
Yeah.
Do you agree 20? Okay. So then you're going to write, to show your thinking, write your 20. So if I have 4 shaded, how much is that? Kendall. 80. What's my answer? Colton.
80 times. No, not that one. But your answer would be 80 for how many?
You're on the right track. You just got to take it a step further. Ivan.
280.
It would be 280 because we did 2 times 100 and we got 200. Then we did 4/5 times 100. We got 80. To show my thinking, I would do 80 plus 200 equals 280. You know, the other thing I'm realizing, do I need to number this problem number 1? Yes, because do I need to recopy my work onto my paper? No. I will eventually probably staple this or something. Okay? So how do I write my answer over here? Sydney? 280 what? Miles. Circle your answer. Okay. Jackson? You what? Oh, you wrote it in a sentence. I like it. The monster bicycle race Jasmine? You ready for number 2? Okay. All right. Jasmine, read number 2 for us.
Martin is going to ride in the great bicycle race.
Okay, so what's our equation? Mason. Job. Time stands for good job. Or multiplication. Okay. Back to my fraction bar. I'm on to problem number 2, so I'm going to number it 2. I'm going to rewrite my equation. What number should I put at the end of my fraction bar to keep my thinking straight? Mason. 100. How many parts am I going to separate my bar into? 10. Good, Isaiah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go. And how many am I going to shade in, Sydney? 7. We're considering 7 out of 10. And how much is in each part? 10 parts out of 100. Do we? So let's write our 10, because 10 times 10 is 100, right? So I'm writing my 10. It's probably easier for you guys to shade with a pencil and see your 10s. So I have 7 shaded in. How much is that, Jackson? 70. So 7/10 of 100 is 70 what? Miles. Circle your answer and write it in a sentence. Who can give me the sentence? Ivan. Good job. What is 70% of 100? 70% of 100. Sydney? No? What is it?
Oh, 7. Of 7 of 100.
No, 70% of 100.
Would be 70.
70. Percent is out of
100.
7/10 equals what percent?
70%.
So didn't we just figure out 70% of 100?
Yes.
Do you see the connection?
Yes.
Jackson.
Are we gonna, since I didn't work alone on this?
You have 3 problems left. Raise your hand if you feel confident enough to work on your own.
Can we work with partners?
Raise your hand if you feel confident enough to work on your own or with a partner. Okay, how about I'll give you 20 minutes-ish. You can work with a partner or on your own, but be prepared. We're going to go over the next 3 in 20 minutes. Okay, find a partner if you want and a place to work.